Good morning. On behalf of the Stratford School District, my name is Tommy Sheehan, and I am the Student Council President and one of 3 board liaisons. I would like to welcome you today to the groundbreaking ceremony here at Yellin School. It was a great accomplishment last fall how the residents of Stratford came and voted so strongly in support of the referendum. The new electrical and HVAC systems will provide a healthier environment for students to learn. The new media center will allow our students to learn to move forward in areas of technology. Our 2 science labs will increase our students' knowledge of the subject because they will be able to conduct more hands-on science experiments. All of these renovations will help improve and keep the high academic standards we have at our school. On behalf of the Stratford School Districts, we would like to welcome some dignitaries we have here today. Will you please stand to be recognized when I call your name? Mayor John Gentlis. Facility Task Member, Mr. Dan Fogel. Architects, Mr. Robert Garrison Jr. Ms. Sherry Cross Murphy. From the Dandria Construction Company, Mr. Don Dandria. And Mr. Chris Nugent. From the New Road Construction, Mr. Scott Whites and Mr. David Thomas. School board members, Mr. Jim Camber and Vice President, Mr. Jeff Ziegler, Mrs. Tina Lamano, Mrs. Michelle White, Mr. Felix Gonzalez, Mr. Brian Sine, and from Borough Council Member, Councilman Gagliardi. At this time, I would like to introduce one of my fellow classmates to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, Alexandria Sims.
Could everyone please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing as Kylie Young will sing 2 verses of America the Beautiful. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One side is our school bride.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot streams that sees beyond the years, for alabaster cities' gleams that dimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Kylie. At this time, I would like to introduce one of our Board of Education members, Mr. Jeff Ziegler, to say a few words.
Students of Yellin, teachers and administrators, staff members, parents, and residents, distinguished guests. On behalf of the Stratford Board of Education, I am excited to welcome you here this day, this exciting time in the life of our community. Way back on November 14th, 2007, the Facilities Task Force started meeting to begin the process of developing this project. The group was made up of folks from throughout our community, students and parents, residents, teachers, and administrators, coming together with representatives of Tarkill, SAO, and SYAA. Over the course of our meetings, we identified 3 areas that we needed to address in this project: infrastructure, safety and security, and academic space. Along the way, as things came up, we found creative solutions that we were able to pare our project down so it was just the bare essentials. For instance, we started thinking about, do we need a new cafeteria? But instead, rearranged the schedule here at Yellin so that the 7th and 8th graders don't eat lunch together, enabling us to move forward with academic concerns instead. And finally, the project was approved last year by the voters of this town. So we'll be going about updating the plumbing, fixing the roof, and replacing a 50-year-old boiler. The infrastructure stuff is not the exciting, glamorous part of the project, but it's important. Taking care of these are important to do before they become a major headache. It's kind of like getting those journal entries done and not starting them the day they're due when it becomes a major headache. By taking care of these things now, we don't have to deal with them later. It's better to fix the bathrooms before you're really aware they're not working. You know what I mean? Keeping all of you safe and healthy at school is very important to us. So fixing curbs and sidewalks at both buildings will prevent accidents. Expanding the kitchens here at Yellin and adding a serving line will make lunch a better experience. Reconfiguring the entrances will add to the security and the flow of people in and out of the building. And air conditioning in every classroom will make it a healthier place, especially for those with breathing concerns or allergies or asthma, not to mention it being a better learning environment. I was here yesterday before the 5th grade class trip, and it's hot in those rooms. And that you try to learn in those rooms on days like that is difficult. And we're changing that with this project. Finally, right behind us here, we'll be adding 2 science labs and an interactive media center, which us old school folks would call a library. This will give you the opportunity to engage more in science and information. I graduated from Penn State, and at Penn State, Coach Paterno, the coach of the football team, is famous for saying, what makes an excellent school isn't a great football team, but a great library, to have the resources you need to learn about the world around you. And as President Obama has said on many occasions, reaffirming and strengthening America's role in the world and the engine of scientific discovery and technological innovation is essential to meeting the challenges of this century. And that's why we are committed to this building program, to this addition of academic space for science and information. Oh, and another important part of that addition is it's going to have a hallway. And in that hallway are going to be real lockers for 7th and 8th graders that actually work. I know some of you are excited about that. It's true that over the past couple months it's been a rough time in education. And it's been rough here in Stratford. We've had to make decisions that we didn't like. But it's good to get together today for something that's exciting. That's something about our community coming together because you are important to us. We are committed to keeping you safe, We are committed to providing for you the best educational experience we can, to serve you not just this day and this week, but for the rest of your lives, to provide for you the building blocks for the years and decades to come. And so today, as we break ground on this project, we look forward as a district to new and exciting things for you, the students, and our future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ziegler. To my left is our brass quartet, who will be performing the instrumental version of America the Beautiful. They are Frank Adair, Madison McDowell, Jake Giuliano, and Steven Saporito. They're directed by Mr. Dave Schmidt, our band director. May I ask you to please rise? Thank you, that sounded great. At this time, I would like to welcome to the podium our principal, Mr. Attanassi.
Thanks, Tommy. Well done, Tom. Good morning and welcome. It's obvious that we are thrilled and very excited about the groundbreaking event today. Today we see piles of dirt before us. Tomorrow we see a state-of-the-art library and 2 fully equipped science labs, along with air conditioning for all the kids. There is no doubt that this is going to help enrich all of our academic programs across the board for all the children in Stratford to take advantage of. And that is something that is exciting that we can visualize today. I would also like to add and take the time out on behalf of the teachers and all the administration. We want to sincerely thank all of the men and women of the Stratford community who have gone and continue to go beyond the call of duty in support of our school systems. Without them, this day is not possible, and we truly appreciate all of their support. Helping us celebrate today's historic day, we have a number of students from the Yellin School, representation from each grade level, that would like to put their personal touch on today's special day. Representing the class of 2014 from the 4th grade, Nick Tran and Kayla Johnson.
Science. Important, enjoyable, inquiring, proving, exploring, always a new adventure. Investigator.
Media Center, peaceful, informative, reading, researching, relaxing, information at our fingertips, library lab.
Kayla and Nikki, nice job. Representing the class of 2013 from the 5th grade, we have Michael Zingaro and Amani Hunter.
Digging in. With the new media center, every grade will win. The new junior high lockers won't be thin. Now let the groundbreaking ceremony begin.
Total time. 5th graders want a bigger and better school. New science labs, lockers, and air conditioner will be very cool. Builders, let's get ready with our shiny new tools.
Thank you, Michael and Amani. Representing the class of 2012, we have Tyler Blair and Caroline Pierce.
Ode to the new science labs. With new labs, we be so scientific. Learning new things is so terrific. Physical scientists present energy and motion, while life scientists explore the depths of the ocean. Donning curiosity and protective eyewear, students react chemicals with confidence and flair. Microscopes, cylinders, Bunsen burners, and more, students will grow and grades will soar.
Media Center Madness. Looking for help exploring a nation, looking for an ancestor or family relation, looking for books on factor fabrication, looking for facts on bird migration, looking for data on Earth's rotation, looking for signatures on the Declaration, looking for information on segregation, looking for biographies for inspiration, looking for a quiet place for meditation, looking for all sorts of information. One place will have answers for all. The new Media Center is just down the hall.
Carolyn, well done. Very nice. Representing our newly elected board liaisons, Katrina Filipkowski, Paul McGroarty, Brian White, and our current student council officers, Jeff Meyer, Joe Gant, and Kayla Mateo.
The Key to Success by Sophie Martinez. Education is relevant for a person to become successful. Education empowers a person to become a leader. Great opportunities are presented to professionals.
The future of a person can be unpredictable if she lacks education. An uneducated person does not have the knowledge of what the future has to offer for her. Education is an essential tool to make a pleasant and stable living out of a simple quotidian life.
High education contributes to the increase of the graduate in her socio-economic level. Education is the main factor for one to become wealthy, millionaire, or even multimillionaire.
Education offers the opportunity for a person to become the owner of a mansion. Education brings one the opportunity to please herself, perhaps getting to travel often to interesting countries, places, or to be the owner of the latest new brand sports car.
Education enables one to reach success. Education makes one become influential. Education gives one the opportunity to be at the top with the highest wage. Education gives one self-fulfillment.
A thief can take away money, a car, a property from a person, but it is definitely impossible to take education away from someone. Education is worth $10,000, $50,000, $1 million. One puts its value. Education is certainly the main element to become successful and overall to reach one's goals and dreams.
Thank you very much. Well done, guys. Very nice. At this time, I'd like to bring forward one of my colleagues and the principal of the Parkview School, Mrs. Michelle Taylor.
Good morning and welcome to everybody. It's such a joyous occasion that we're coming here for, and a lot of hard work went into this. I'm one of the administrators of the Stratford School District. My name is Michelle Taylor. I'm the Parkview School Principal. I'm honored to be with you this morning and to help break the ground for the new construction in the Stratford School District. Especially the many of us here that have worked so hard to put this event together and to have this whole project come to fruition. It's a wonderful, joyous thing. In preparing today, I was interested in finding out a little bit about the history and symbolism of groundbreaking. I never really thought about it much before, and so I started doing some research, and I found out a few key things. First, groundbreaking is also known as a couple different things: cutting, turning the first sod, and sod turning ceremonies. They are traditions that have been going on since long before the written word, which amazed me. I thought I'd look something up and find out 50 years ago or so the groundbreaking ceremonies took place. No, they've been going back long, long ago in history, in many different countries and many different cultures. Groundbreaking and cornerstone ceremonies are some of the traditions that have large origins and meanings. These traditions originated in Asia, in Africa, Europe, and every continent except for Antarctica. That surprised me. I couldn't believe that so many different countries, so many different traditions all included the groundbreaking ceremonies. Part of that ceremony in the beginning, the breaking of the ground and making a sacred deposit or cornerstone, were both part of the same ceremony. Now we usually have them as two separate ceremonies. A separate cornerstone ceremony came later in history, and that includes a time capsule, which we're going to be including in our groundbreaking. As part of that, I would like to remind everyone to sign the banner that we have in the front lobby of Yellin School. That's going to be included into our time capsule that at some later date, people will open and see different things that were occurring in 2010. Many of these offerings were made as sacrifices. And believe it or not, they even had human sacrifices in some of those ceremonies. We're not going to do that today. We're just going to add a couple of things into our box that will signify some of the happenings that are going on in the Stratford School District. A groundbreaking is considered honoring the past and a commitment to the future. For today's groundbreaking, we'll have 4 groups represented. The Board of Education, administrators, teachers, and students. Each of those groups has a significant part to play in the Stratford School District's goals of striving for excellence. The dedication and commitment of members of this district is unwavering, and this groundbreaking is an example of that commitment. And now what I'd like to do is introduce the 4 groups, starting with our students. For our first shovel, I'm starting with the wrong group. Board of Education. Board of Education members, I'd like to come up to Mr. Munbauer, get a shovel, and get a hard hat. Starting with Dr. Brown, our superintendent. Mr. James Cameron, Vice President. Mrs. Tina Lamano. Mr. Brian Syme. Mr. Felix Gonzalez. Ms. Michelle White, and Mr. Jeff Ziegler. We also have our board liaisons that are going to come up with this group. Tommy Sheehan, Alexandra Sims, and Kylie Young.
All right. Leave our blades in. Look up. Smile for a picture. Big and going over the top. 1, 2, 3.
Our next group will be our student representatives. From 4th grade, Nick Tran and Kayla Johnson. 5th grade, Imani Hunter and Michael Zingaro. 6th grade, Carolyn Pierce and Tyler Blair. 7th grade, Katrina Filipkowski, Brian White, and Paul McGrarty. 8th grade, Kayla Matteo, Jeffrey Mayer, and Joe Gant. Our third group is our teacher representatives. Miss Linda Donati, Sue Wheeler, Mrs. Kathy Sweeney, and Mr. Joe Kogan. Our final group includes the district administrators, Mrs. Denise John Domenico, Mr. Tom Attanassi, Mr. William Mumbauer, Mr. Ken Presley, and Mr. Jerry Furman.
Scooch in. Closer. Closer. There you go. There you go.
1, 2, 3.
Now, please welcome our school board vice president, Mr. Jim Camper.
This is the third time I've had the privilege of participating in a groundbreaking ceremony. And I certainly hope that everything this time turns out as well as it has the last two times. The reason we're here today is to pure and simple benefit the students of Stratford. Students that are here now, students that will come in the future. In that regard, I'd like to read you a poem. An old man going a lone highway came at the evening cold and gray to chasm vast and deep and wide, through which was flowing a sullen tide. The old man crossed in the twilight dim. The sullen stream had no fears for him. But he turned when safe on the other side and built a bridge to span the tide. Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting strength with building here. Your journey will end with the ending day. You never again must pass this way. You have crossed the chasm deep and wide. Why build you the bridge at the even tide? The builder lifted his old gray head. Good friend, in the path I have come, he said, there followeth after me today a youth whose feet must pass this way. This chasm that has been naught to me, to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be. He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I am building a bridge for him. On behalf of the Board of Education, the staff and administration of the Stratford schools, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out today. This concludes our program.